Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the Daily SPY Report for Monday, November 1st, 2021. Before I jump into the charts, please click like if you like what you're seeing here. That helps with the YouTube and overall web presence. And certainly click subscribe if you'd like to subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel. You will then be notified by YouTube each and every time the Daily SPY Report is uploaded and ready for you to view. Typically goes out by around 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, Chicago, each and every trading day for the following trading day. The Monday edition usually goes out Sunday afternoon at some time. Let's jump into the charts. This is, once again, a reminder of the big picture. The long-term trend is clearly bullish above 418.78. I don't anticipate seeing that level anytime soon. In fact, we are anticipating seeing the trend line across the tops that determines that 418.78 channel bottom. And that has been a 3 to 5 week target since October 14th, when the market settled above the convergent descending 2/3 speed line and channel top. At that time in the low 440s, now in the mid to upper 430s. Take a look at this chart. You're probably familiar with this. This is a rising channel top. We settled above almost 2 weeks ago. I think 2 weeks ago tomorrow, Tuesday, we settled above that formation. That was a bit of an accelerator. Instead of 3 to 5 weeks, we're now more like in 1 to 2 week mode, anticipating that 470.58 long-term trend line above 455.28. So the market remains buoyant, remains bullish this week, into later week anyway, above 455.28. Now, you're probably familiar with this former channel bottom I've been mentioning as a able to contain daily highs formation. It did so roughly early last week. I think that was Tuesday of last week, and you can see that we backed off nicely. We came close to testing it on Friday afternoon, especially after hours trade, but we did not test it. I have lightened up on that level. It's more of an intraday containment. In other words, it can contain intraday buying pressures, and below which the market can perhaps fall back to 455.28. But I just want to remind you, after several buy signals really since October 14th, October 14th was the big one. Then we've had these sort of secondary, intermediate, nearer term buy signals on the way up, one of them being 455.28. But the fact that we pushed to a new all-time high on Friday, we settled at a new all-time high, there's cause to consider the possibility of violating 460.46, because we're ultimately expecting that anyway on our way up to 470.28. So, pushing or opening above 460.46, and you can see this in the support and resistance levels that I have outlined for today. Holding above 455.28, the 460.46 is in reach today, can contain intraday highs, yet pushing or opening above 460.46 does indicate 463.22 intraday. And 463.22 is nothing more than a more midterm intermediate channel top on the daily chart. They're all daily charts, by the way. 463.22, well equipped to contain daily buying pressures. And once again, it is in reach today if we push or open above 460.46. But given the fact that holding above that 455.28 formation, 470.28 is actually in reach possibly this week. And just know that if we close today or any day this week above the 463.22 formation, we're just a few days away, 2 to 3, I'd say, from actually reaching that 470.58 target. That is a long-term trend line. It spans over a year of activity, and it did contain the September highs. We backed off nicely following that test. It may once again contain monthly buying pressures, in other words, through November trade, but given the overall bullish dynamic and the fact that some of the other related markets, in particular the Dow, is sort of testing its own ceiling, and if settled above, should indicate longer-term bullish continuation for the DIA. I did put out a weekly DIA, Triple Q, IWM video, all three in one video. It's about 12 minutes long. You may have already seen that, but just know that If you go to wickedstocks.com, you can find it. It's also been posted on the YouTube channel, so you should see it there as well. If you want any sort of big picture week-by-week analysis for the DIA, Triple Q, and IWM, you'll find it there. But the point I'm making is, and I said this in the videos last week and some of the analysis, that if the Dow does elicit its own long-term buy signal above 459 and change, and you can see on that video, I would then, and I think that this may wind up happening, that on our way up to 470.58, assuming we get there this week, the Dow, the DIA, may well actually during that period of time elicit its own long-term buy signal. And if that occurs, then I'm going to lighten up in terms of my perceived strength of this long-term trend line, and then anticipate a violation of it at some point in November. And when we close above it, it would indicate bullish continuation into Q1. And I'll give you those upside targets if or when that occurs, but there's no sense in wasting my breath or your time at this point in time covering that. So to reiterate, upside, 455.28 can contain selling into later week, above which that 470.58 target is potentially in reach by Friday's close. On the way up, 463.22 can contain daily highs. That's actually an intraday target if we push Monday or open Monday above 460.46. That 463.22 formation able to contain daily buying pressures, yet if settled above, should yield that targeted 470.58 within a mere 2 to 3 days, where once again we can top out, at least on a weekly basis, quite possibly through November activity. Let's cover the downside because it gets interesting now. I've made some adjustments here. Yes, 455.28 is still respectable support, but I don't anticipate a violation of that to the downside, but it is the weekend. Anything can happen. And if we get bearish news or an event over the weekend that causes this market to sell off electronically, or the futures sell off Sunday evening, and we actually happen to violate or open the 455.28 level early in the morning, open below it, there is the possibility that this market can fall all the way to 448.35 to 49.68 on an intraday basis. Now, on the way down, we do have 451.73 that can contain initial selling if we happen to break or open below 455.28 on Monday. But then breaking 51.73, you should anticipate the 448.35 to 49.68 level on an intraday basis. This is sort of a combination, not sort of, it is a combination rising channel bottom and 1/3 speed line, both trend defining for the week itself and actually into mid-November. This is an area that can contain weekly selling pressures. So this is a pretty typical setup oftentimes for the S&P 500 in many markets, where you break the sort of trend support, if you will, at 455.28. The market sells off, shakes off the longs, maybe you get some new shorts into the market. We, within a day or a half a day, test the 448.35 to 49.68, and then it's a sort of, a reversal, rip your head off rally for the next day or two, onward and upward to new highs. So that is a real possibility. I just don't want you to get overly bearish if we break 455.28, because it may well be a trap to the downside. We could tag that 448.35 to 49.68 area, possibly on an intraday basis, and that could be the low of the week as we then reverse and rally hard into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I'll just leave it at that. But if we do close below 448.35, then this market should continue south, possibly in as little as 3 to 5 more trading days to that upper 430s meaningful support. And that 438.03 to 38.17 area is, at this point in time, a convergence between a rising 2/3 speed line and that former channel top that we settled above on October 14th, where this rally actually began from my perspective. And that 438.03 to 38.17 area, if we happen to test it anytime later this week or into next week, is well equipped to absorb selling pressures through the balance of November trade. And from there, we can push on and up to new highs within a matter of weeks, by later November anyway. That pretty much covers both upside and downside for Monday's daily SPY report. I'll leave you with the support and resistance levels that you can see here. And as per usual, if you want to print them off of your smartphone or off your desktop, have at it. Please click like. Please click subscribe. Subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel. You won't regret it. You'll be provided the Daily Spy Report each and every day. And that's all I've got for today's Daily Spy Report for Monday, November 1st. I will talk to you tomorrow.